Stones as Prime Time at the Open features the 2003 U.S. Open champion, Andy Roddick.
Luxembourg, I don't know, John, if the players have any input into the music that they hear when they walk on court, because they do, I know, in other sports.
I think they do, and the Stones are playing in the back. I can hear them, and they're on tour again. God bless them. They're still selling out stadiums. It's not bad.
Well, when Andy walked out, they played Welcome to the Jungle, which I thought if Andy could ever make that Gilles Muller feel like this is a jungle court he's going to play on tonight, it would be just the perfect introduction for him.
Well, Muller's played against some big-time players. I mean, let's not forget, a couple months ago, he beat Nadal at Wimbledon after he had won the French Open. He's also had a win over Andre Agassi last year on the hard courts. He's playing as confidently, Ted, as he's ever played. He's a big guy. He's lefty. He's going to give Roddick some trouble. I mean, I think Andy's going to get through comfortably, but this guy knows how to play. He's tricky. He's not a super big hitter, but he's a guy that has a natural feel for the game, and he's getting better.
That's right. What would be Muller's best weapon? What would be the best way he could hurt on Andy tonight?
Well, he's going to try to attack him when given the opportunity. That's exactly what he did to Nadal. On hard courts, I've noticed when he plays, he doesn't come in as often. I'd like to see him come in a little bit more, so perhaps he doesn't feel he's quite strong enough to move at net. But he'll come in and try to work the point and move in. He's like I don't want to say a poor man's Rosetsky, but at the moment he doesn't have as big a game, but he's a big guy and he's playing with some confidence, and so he's crafty. He's good at taking some pace off the ball, and he's not going to give Roddick a lot to work with. Roddick likes to be able to feed off his opponents. He's going to have to generate his own pace. He'll be able to do that, obviously, on his serve, and when he's given some time with the forehand, hoping to dictate play, keep Muller on the run.
The last time Andy played was in Cincinnati a couple of weeks ago. He made the finals, but he was just blasting to net. I mean, coming in all the time, more than we'd seen Andy previously. Do you expect he'll play that way in the Open?
No, I don't expect him to play that way at the Open, but I think he's fully aware of the fact that in order for him to really compete with Federer and to sort of get back to where I think he believes he belongs, that he's going to have to diversify his game. And so he's got to take chances, particularly in the smaller events. He's gotten more comfortable in net. He plays better at net than he did before. Yeah. It's a question of when to do it. It's a question of positioning, and that takes time. He likes to feed off the fans' energy. That's why he loves to play here. He's a guy that is to me, a better player at night. And so he's in his element here. And he's moved up to, I believe he's number 3 in the rankings now. So he's got an opportunity to be right back there and have an opportunity to get back. I mean, people forget, they've sort of written Andy off already. The last couple of years, he was 1 and 2 in the world. That's not bad, okay? When American tennis is doing okay.
You know, I read something. Was it Lendl that you, early in your career, you didn't do very well against, then you had a streak where you just turned it completely around and dominated him?
Yeah, in essence, I won the first 2, dropped like 8 of the next 9, and then had a great run of my own, and then mixed it up a little bit more. In the end, I forget what the overall record was, conveniently.
So you can identify perhaps a little bit what Andy's going through in the struggles he's had. It's only one player. It's Federer. And that's the only thing that's kept Andy from maybe 3 or 4
He
titles.
got over the hump with Hewitt. He beat Hewitt in Cincinnati. I think that was big for him mentally. I think it was the best tennis I'd seen him playing quite a while in Cincinnati. The power really, he had a huge impact. So he's got a lot to worry about before he even has to think about Roger.
This is how I know that John likes me now. I mentioned Lendl and he didn't turn it on me.
Yeah, but believe me, it was a pleasure to see Ivan last week because I noticed that out of the 2 of us, I was the far fitter one. I had to get that in.
You did.
I had to get that in. And that I didn't think I'd be able to say.
But you should be proud of yourself.
I am very proud of myself. Ivan has chosen a golf route, and I've decided to stick close to my roots, which is tennis. And Andy, as you noticed, he's a good career Grand Slam record. Matter of fact, it's very good.
Semis early this year, where he lost to Hewitt in Australia, and of course then losing to losing to Federer in the finals of Wimbledon. A forgettable French in between. Last year here, he lost under the lights in the quarters to Joakim Johansson from Sweden. A 4-set match.
Johansson in
disbelief as a Muller shot clips a line. Shaves a line, perhaps. on that one.
He's definitely catching a lot of lines this first set and a half.
I mean, the last two Roddick service games, he's had to come back from love 40 and then 15-40, and you just don't see that happen to Roddick.
He's completely changed tactics, and he's starting to serve and volley on a fairly regular basis.
Good.
I think it's good because it's trying to get Muller out of his groove, and then he'll start to mix it up. And at the end of the day, you'll see him probably stay back more often than not because he's more comfortable doing that.
Well, there it is, mixed in, and a little hop again as Roddick has an easier hold.
Four games.
Muller's getting a little more animated, and Roddick very animated as this goes on. Funny, it just seems like in Andy's career, and he hasn't been around that long, but until the final weekend, it seems like he always plays at night. You've got to feel like this is the closest thing to a home court that he'll ever have.
He's not feeding off the energy of the crowd. He's not giving off a whole lot. Just starting to. I think he's got to do more of that. He still seems very tight. A little luck won't hurt because he shouldn't have won that point.
15.
I think Muller was surprised at how easy this backhand volley was. Dumped it badly. His backhand so far is reminds me of Ruzetsky's backhand against Blake. He just can't do anything.
And 0 winners off his backhand.
It's not surprising to see Muller hone in on it.
14.
It's such a tentative looking shot. So much more weight behind Muller's ball.
Well, that was a difficult last few points for Roddick.
Cranberry and soda, please.
Stadium, it's, well, I think we all anticipated this would not be easy for Roddick. I don't think too many could see this happening. Muller taking the first set in a tiebreak. Maintain a high level. He's had 5 chances. Muller has to break Roddick in this set.
That ball was close too. I see him mark it. I'm not going to say anything. tell you, Muller's won a lot of these people over. His play.
Roddick there with another strong service game. He had a couple of wobbles early in the set, but there have been no breaks.
5 games.
It's amazing. Roddick has made only 7 errors.
No, you don't want to try that at 2 feet, 3 feet behind the baseline when you're leaning back. 4 of them were probably when he served for the set, 5-3. Roddick 7. That's not a high percentage play. And perhaps nerves getting the best of him there. I don't know if Roddick's got any tips he gives himself in the bag about. I'd like to keep your eye on the ball, the basic stuff, but he's got to look at whatever it is, how to hit a backhand.
16th ace. Roddick needs to seize one of these chances.
He's got to up his energy level because Muller, to me, for the first time, that 45-point, the last serve, he didn't go for the ball. It's the first time I see him where he just slowed down just a little bit.
Do you feel that from a player? Should you feel it when you're on the inside? I mean, are you so wrapped up in your own game? Can you notice if you're opponent?
Both. You should be wrapped up in your own game. Certainly, Roddick has a lot to be worried about with his own game. But nerves fatigue you. And it is humid out there. So both players sweating profusely.
Muller got right there. And Roddick will try to force this to a tiebreak. Roddick just got the home court edge
for the first time.
Yep.
Really got behind him.
Crowd's really roaring as he was getting ready to serve.
You should put up on the scoreboard, happy birthday, Andy. Remind these people.
39.
That's the type of point he wants to play against Muller now. He claims to be in the best shape of his life, and this is where it's going to pay off.
And that's exactly right, John. We, again, referenced this a lot at Wimbledon. Andy says he's a better player than he was a year ago. He believes it. Coach Dean Goldfine on the left, Doug Spreen, and Andy hired away from the ATP to be his full-time trainer.
They're paid to believe it. But I've seen him with his shirt off. He looks to be cut pretty well.
Well, that counts the first set tonight. Muller took the break 7-4, and Muller will serve first here. Muller pouncing on his second serve.
As a lefty who has got a big wingspan, a long reach, that is such a risky play. Plus, you're on the ad court. You laid that down the line wide open. I mean,
You're saying it was a risky serve.
Oh, well, it's a risky play because he's coming from the ad court, moving into net. That down the line is wide open.
So serves back to Muller at 2-1.
You're 6'5", and you're mixing up your serve as well as Muller has 65%. That's very, very good.
Is the ace count surprising? 17 for Muller, 2 sets?
I'm a bit surprised. I know he's a good serve, but he's really playing well. Well, this guy beat Nadal at Wimbledon.
Muller. Although, what are we to make of that? Is that a hard one to...
Well, I mean, listen, obviously Rafael is not yet completely comfortable on that surface, but he plays awful hard. And he came into the tournament with a lot of confidence.
Muller banging himself. He went for a big one there. And the switch ends. On serve now, the tiebreak at 3-all. This is the U.S. Open. For years and years, we've seen people like Gilles Muller try to make their name in matches like this, under the lights, against one of the game's heavyweights.
Roddick.
It's a tough serve to read. We're right behind Muller. It's a very effective serve. It's on the line.
Oh, Muller hit it.
He's threading the needle out there. He brought Roddick in deliberately. Let's see the replay here. Yeah,
Right on. Absolutely.
That's what you would call a change up. Completely fooled Muller there.
5-all.
Takes guts to throw that change up when you can hit the big hard one.
Net.
Another roar from Roddick as he gets a set point on Muller's serve.
He hit that second serve 15 miles an hour than he had hit the previous first serve on the ad court. And he'd be breathing a whole lot easier if he wins this point. Andy Roddick. Perfect. Just too good.
Give him credit. Boy, he has put on some show. How much, I mean, John, again, how much is the make of this contrast? So we see the serve again. Muller's hit 46 winners so far. Roddick's only made 7 errors.
It's a high-quality match. I mean,
By Muller, is that what we're to say?
Roddick has not played badly. He had that weak 5-3 game, a couple bad games. His backhand has let him down. But Muller, a lot of those winners have been on serves.
Right.
That's an incredible shot. Looks like he's setting Roddick up. You saw Andy leaning over his backhand, and now it's Muller's turn. Set point, chance for 2 sets to love lead.
7-all.
Dismissed with ace 14. 132. Let it rip time. And back to Muller for the serve, and it's Roddick's second set point. Roddick wouldn't even turn down a little clip of the tape like he had against Johansson at Wimbledon. Maybe the biggest point in his semifinal.
Take a double fault. You kidding? Take anything. Back to second serve.
Punishing forehand by Muller.
He really pushed that return, and just no pace on it whatsoever. I still don't believe Roddick's hit a backhand passing shot. He cannot get the ball by Muller.
Muller's second set point. He got there. can't help it. I think Andy Roddick must be wondering, this is the first round?
This is my birthday. Any questions about whether Muller can play?
2 tie breaks, 2 sets for Muller.
How you look at things matters. For instance, if you knew Mass Mutual Financial Group included Oppenheimer Funds, Inc., as well as Baring Asset Management and Babson Capital Management, giving our companies a presence on 4 continents and $370 billion in assets under management. Would you look at us in the same way? The right perspective changes everything.
Is this the help desk?
Yes, it is.
We need help.
With what?
He's always...
I understand. Farmer, designer, weaver, buyer, shipper, seller.
Yeah, what do you got?
You need a customized integrated real-time web portal.
What?
To get you on the same page.
Perfect.
Who are you?
Shepherd. Give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Don't fence me in.
The U.S. Open on USA, brought to you in part by IBM. Get the innovative thinking, tools, and resources you need to become an on-demand business. IBM can help. And by Mass Mutual Financial Group. You can't predict, you can prepare. This is a place Andy Roddick has never been. Been down 2 sets, but not in the first round. His first U.S. Open in 2000. Andy lost the first match he ever played in this championship to Albert Costa. Since then, 4 Opens, he's been to the quarters, at least in every one. And never really had an early round challenge. He has run into smack into a big one tonight.
30 love.
And you saw the 2-set down fact, and of course last year in the quarters against Joachim Johansson, down 2 sets. Roddick came back to push the match to a 5th. Johansson won 6-4.
I'll be very surprised if he doesn't make a run right about now. He's got to tell himself, I just don't think this guy can keep this up, number one. And then he's going to try to break him down a bit.
Let's check in with Michael Barkan.
All right, Teddy, with Gilles Kramer, who is Gilles Muller's hitting partner, friend, a Davis Cup teammate. And I know you'd hoped he'd be up 2 sets to love, but did you expect he'd be up 2 sets to love against Andy Roddick?
No, it was difficult to expect that he was going to be up 2 sets to love, but he played very well the important points, and now it looks really good.
You warmed him up before tonight's match. What was the strategy? What were you trying to do to beat Andy?
No, there was no strategy. We were just trying to have fun by warming up and try to get the rhythm. That was it.
And now up 2 sets to love. Can he keep this up? Because this is the time of a match where the pressure gets a little bit high.
Yeah, Andy Roddick is always playing well, also on the important points, but I think he kept it up 2 sets. Why not the 3rd one?
All right, we'll see how it goes. And Alessia right here, Fauci, his girlfriend, you say you get nervous. Are you less nervous now?
Yes.
Just a little bit. All right, Ted, we go upstairs.
Is that the number 2 ranked guy in Luxembourg?
I think it was. He was tied for 2nd. There is Gilles Kramer. We should find out if he's an Ann Kramer, I believe, from Luxembourg, also a women's tour pro.
I believe that's right.
It must be of some relation. Only 468,000 people in the country.
Gilles, this guy can play, though.
Yeah. Gilles Muller, as you referenced, John, in a country that small, he went to Paris, and actually a lot of his tennis training was in Paris. And then, like so many European players, he ended up in Barcelona at the Sanchez Casal Academy. Well, Andy Murray has been working, we saw earlier tonight. I guess that really is the European version of the Bollettieri Academy.
Yes, it is. Sergi Bruguera's dad's got an academy. Juan Carlos Ferrero's got an academy. They've got the training facility at where the Olympics was held, the Casal Sanchez Academy. I mean, I tell you, Muller didn't look like he was slowing down that last service game. He held it love. He's playing incredibly well. Since, remember, Roddick was up 5-2, cruising along. You said 5-3, only lost 1 point. Serve. Broken in love, and this match has just totally changed since then.
Gilles Muller had never won a match in a slam
15
until 7 weeks ago at Wimbledon. And he's actually still won only one finished match. First round of Wimbledon, his opponent, Felix Mantilla, retired in the first set.
Win's a win.
He beat Nadal in the second round. Big Muller, and then he lost in the third round Wimbledon to Richard Gasquet. Previous to that, 3 first-round losses.
This is really his only second year playing in the main tour.
So holds of serve to start the third set. 2 sets for Muller.
So he's got to move in and take that ball before it spins away from him. He just got so out of position. I don't know if we can see a replay of the second serve.
Again, you're talking about Roddick.
Well, Roddick with this slice that Muller employs. Well, just trust me. He needs to make that adjustment. So Muller is smart, though. He sees him move in, so he serves right into the body, puts a little extra on it. He's playing a very heady match.
See, here's an interesting number. I mean, Muller's winning for the match. He's winning 70% of his second serve points.
Well, he's finally, the frustration's coming out because his backhand, to be honest, it's abysmal.
Not reflected in that number.
No, not at all.
You can understand. You said it's at this level, you smell blood, you go at it. He just keeps going right at his backhand.
He's out thinking Roddick so far. He's out playing him. That's not a good sign. Looks like he came up a little lame there.
Left. 17th ace. You throw out that first Open Andy played when he was just turning 18. which now covers the last 4 years. The only first-round outs he's ever had, twice at the French Open. Stay on serve. And Roddick down 2 sets. Andy Roddick has had 1 break point in the match. Converted it in the first set.
Net.
And sometimes if you live on the edge, you'll go over it. And Andy's been living on that tie-break edge.
15.
20 aces.
Gave up on that shot. He was surprised. I think he thought it was going to hit the net. He started to run, slowed down there, clipped and went over. God, he's got to start digging deep and making that extra effort. And that service has been so effective, right?
And I guess that's right, John, because often we say, you hope that the guy's level of play will slip, and there's been no sign of that from Muller. How about that? A 99-mile-an-hour ace, then a 124 ace. 22 total.
Makes that the serve at 124 seem like 135 because he's hit the previous serve a lot slower, but he's placing the ball extremely well. And this is desperate times now for Roddick. Well, the ball looked like it's very close. I thought it was wide when he hit it.
It's a tough way to play, isn't it, John? If you're Andy, though, because he's getting no sniff at all on Muller's service games. Andy knows he's no room for error.
Well, he's got to make sure that he focuses and concentrates on his own serve. That shot's in. That's why he's shaking his head. Right? I cannot believe this guy is playing like this.
Roddick takes care of his serve there. 4-3 Roddick on serve in the third.
Hyatt introduces wireless high-speed internet access in the guest room and beyond. Here, productivity doesn't require proximity.
Spiders at spdr.com.
It has a legendary reputation for reliability, durability, and quality. It's been named to Car and Driver's 10 Best list 18 times. It was the first gasoline-powered production automobile to be certified as a low-emission vehicle in the U.S. and the best.
First point on Muller's serve. Ball was out on the baseline. Muller's ball was
he
out.
lost the point twice.
Yes.
Because Roddick actually hit a passing shot. He probably wishes it was called in. That would have been his first one.
And the IBM tracker agrees. Well,
here you go.
Here's, I can't recall, at least it was the first set, John, where Roddick even had this, love 30 on Muller's serve.
He's got it. He's got it now, and he's got to make Muller work, even if he loses some of these points. Take your hat, tip it to your opponent. Too good. Muller's using his legs and turning his body a lot better. Roddick's form is all arm. He's got more zip on it, actually, which you wouldn't have thought that would have been the case. The serve has been a nightmare for Roddick the whole match.
And here Muller doing what Roddick can so often do, using a big, but not necessarily big as much as just good serve, John, to get out of trouble.
It's well placed. He's mixed it up, and he follows it up with he hits his shots with more authority right now than Roddick.
His fastest serve in this match, 126.
That's good enough, though. Plenty good. Yeah, he's proving that. That love 30 is gone in a heartbeat.
I was just to say that was a pretty quick look, wasn't it? Played 3 sets, almost 2 hours, in frustration again for Andy. He just can't make any dent at all in Muller's serve. And how many times has Andy done that to an opponent? Then walking away saying the same thing.
Muller's going to be content now to try to hold on into another tiebreak. Make sure he maintains his focus on his own serve.
Well, there it is. Roddick holds at love. Gilles Muller just delivering ace 23. John, it was very clear when Andy Roddick was walking to the chair a moment ago, there wasn't a whole lot of positive energy. He's got to summon some in a hurry.
No, he sure does. I'd like to think, I know this crowd knows tennis. He could use a little help from them. Got to spur him on here. Would you have thought before this match started that Muller would be hitting the ball harder than Roddick? That's what's happened consistently since that fateful game at 5-3 when he served for the first set, Roddick. It's Muller dictating play.
Roddick backed up on the second serve. Well, I think John Andy could use a little bit of a good vibe that could just kind of drift right across the boardwalk from Shea Stadium, where the Mets pulled out a dramatic comeback win tonight over Philadelphia. And Andy could just, I mean, that's the mojo that he could use right now.
I'm all for that. So they were down and came back. They're good, because that means it can be done. We all know that. The Mets can do it. There's the first one. Maybe that will start something. Backhand passing shot.
15 left.
How good was that passing shot? He just flicked at it, but he hadn't put enough on it. This is an incredible shot. Look at this. The guy was 8 feet behind the baseline.
I mean, this is a night you watch this match and then you say, Muller's 68 in the world. Yeah. What's that all about?
He's going to be moving quite a bit higher than that. That's the type of shot that Nadal hits, you know, those defensive passing shots, and now it's 15-30.
Well, here's that no room for error.
15-30.
It's one of those, every now and then we throw up a meaningless stat. Just every now and then.
It's, again, Roddick won, what, 25 more points than Johansson last year and lost, so it's a little consolation. Because as you live through it all the time, not all points are the same.
No.
His serve 6 times in the set. Muller come back and try to force yet another tiebreak. So Andy Roddick got up early, turned the changeover, jumped behind the baseline, trying to again energize this large Arthur Ashe Stadium crowd to boost him.
It's incredible how well Muller's playing. It's also incredible how much he's taken the crowd out of the match. They're stunned.
Look at Andy staring at a line again.
He's got to hit 30, 40 lines in this match. That is wide.
Gilles Muller from Luxembourg, a losing record for the year. Hard to believe watching him play tonight. He has been magnificent. 2 sets up on Andy Roddick, the 2003 U.S. Open champion.
He's tightened up on a couple forehands. It's toweling off, which is going to give the chance for Roddick and the crowd to energize.
The big Arthur Ashe Stadium crowd again trying to urge on Roddick. It's the end. He's got no room left. Playing a talented player, but a guy who started the hard court season 11-16 for the year.
Well, that was just tremendous volleying under pressure. Talk about keeping your composure. Roddick almost fell down. He had a good shot here. Muller just made that look easy, and that was not, believe me. So that's what you call keeping your eye on the ball. Just a great point.
And so for the 3rd straight set, we go to a tie break. Muller took the first set breaker 7-4, the second 10-8. Andy Roddick went out in the first round of the first U.S. Open he ever played, his first Grand Slam match ever. Listen to these. This is New York at night. The only slam that Roddick has ever gone out in the first round of since he started full-time on the tour is the French Open. Completely foreign territory for him, but this battle in the first round. And Muller beat Agassi in a Washington tournament a year ago. 2-0. They beat Nadal at Wimbledon this year, but this would trump them both, don't you think, Jim?
Yeah, those are unbelievable wins, but this is certainly in this situation, this and Nadal, I mean, just the magnitude of the Grand Slam. Agassi, 3 awesome wins if he'd win this tiebreak. You can feel the tension now. The players, both players, playing that point very tentatively. And loving to win some free first serve points here. Mind-boggling miss. Just he didn't really want to come in. Well, it was just way too close to his body. Just didn't get his feet out of the way.
Another, that looked like it might have hit 2 lines.
Well, it was, listen, Roddick just hit Muller. Muller's just not even, going to deal with it because I'm sure he knows it was an accident. Roddick apologizing. Muller's going to pretend like it didn't happen. Because the way he played those last 2 points, frankly, he doesn't care what Roddick just did.
5.
He's going to be seeing that serve in the nightmares he's going to have tonight.
John, do you put anything in tie breaks? I mean, is it a separate entity, I guess is what I'm asking? And Andy has not fared as well in tie breaks as you would expect a player 3 in the world to do.
Yes, it is different. Usually the true greats are going to win most of them. That was on the line.
6-1.
Unbelievable. 5 match points for Gilles Muller.
Well, it's been a long time since we've seen one like this in the first round. It's one of the great U.S. Open traditions, but there are fewer of these stunning ones. Night, Andy Roddick honored on this court as the U.S. Open Series champion. Tonight, shockingly, out in the first round. And credit to this U.S. Open crowd in New York for applauding a fabulous match by Muller.
Muller was fabulous, but to say this is a shock is an understatement. An emphatic way to end this match. 7-1 in the third set tiebreak.
I can't remember. It's going back. I have to tax my memory to remember a first rounder like this.
I've got to sit down here for a second. Take a deep breath.
I think Andy will do the same.
Well, let's hear from Gilles Muller. Now, Michael, take over.
All right, guys. Gilles, what a win, the win of your lifetime, I would think. And how did you do it in 3 straight sets over Andy Roddick, a former champion here?
I have no idea. No, I mean, for me it was just unbelievable to come out here today. I mean, it was the first time I'm playing night session in a Grand Slam, and in a big stadium like this, it's just unbelievable. And I told myself before the match, just go out there and enjoy it, and I did it every minute.
We were asking during the match, we were asking your Davis Cup teammate, Gilles Kramer, what was the strategy? He warmed you up. He said there was no strategy. You had to have some strategy coming in, right?
I mean, he said himself that, you're going to play Roddick, so he's serving good, so I'm going to serve very hard, and that's what he did before the match.
And now, can you keep this up? Can you keep going now? Robbie Ginepri would be next for you.
Well, I mean, I played him 5 weeks ago or something in LA, and I beat him, so, I mean, now it's going to be very tough because he's playing at home here. He's for sure he's very motivated, and I mean it's going to be a big match, and I'm looking forward to that match. And I'm playing doubles tomorrow with him as well.
What was it like coming out here tonight? Were you nervous playing in front of this crowd? It's pretty formidable here.
Well, I mean, not nervous. I mean, it's just when you get out there and you hear the noise. And I mean, now in the last tiebreaker, when the people stood up, it was just an amazing feeling. And I mean, these feelings is why we work out there, and it's so nice.
Gilles, congratulations. I think you just won over New York. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, the match of his life. And as Michael mentioned, it'll be another American that will get Muller in the next round, and a red-hot Robbie Ginepri. Great summer on the hard courts, and he won his first-round match.
Well, Ginepri's playing great. We had just in case it rained, we didn't want to show too much of Robbie so they get a chance, but you'll get a chance to see plenty in the second round. And here's the irony. They're playing doubles together, these two. Muller and Ginepri. Tomorrow. That'll be weird. Oh, man. Ginepri won in straight sets. He's full of confidence. Muller's playing the best tennis of his life. Ginepri arguably as well. They're going to be looking at each other out of the corner of their eyes, these two, when they play doubles together.
That's a great moment. They mentioned
How crazy is that?
That is unbelievable.
Yes, they play a seeded team.
I mentioned earlier, John, Luxembourg and not a lot of tennis tradition there. Ann Kramer, who is still playing, she's almost 30 years old now on the tour, did get as high as 18 on the women's side, but nothing of the achievement along the lines. And that, by the way, that was Ann Kramer's brother we saw sitting, Gilles Kramer, who was the hitting partner for Gilles Muller.
He's a pretty good hitting.
Amen. Gets a bonus.
That's exactly right. And I'll tell you, I don't believe this.
Well, it is.
I'm in a bit of a shock state right now.
I hate to say this because it does bring me back, though, but I mean, I remember this happened to you once. I think one of your later.
Did you have to bring that back?
Well, because you can identify again. One of your later years at the Open, wasn't it Wilkerson?
I actually lost to Paul Anaco. The one time I lost first round was when I had taken about 6 months off and came back. Paul was at that time 17 in the world.
Right. Okay.
So I continue to make excuses. So we talked about
that
this
was
match.
good. That was a very good one right there. But
he's a good player.
But I mean, so is this any sort of a point of reckoning for Andy Roddick, or do you just say, hey, this guy played great?
Well, that's what he's going to say, but this is an unbelievable setback. I mean, this was where he was going to save his year. I mean, he hasn't played as well. People have argued he's taken a step back. He lost a couple of big matches in Davis Cup.
But he did have semis, Australia, finals, Wimbledon.
Well, but a match where they thought he was going to beat Hewitt. Hewitt sort of took over. Then finally he beats Hewitt. He hadn't beaten him for a couple times in Cincy. It looked like he was playing with some confidence. Looked like he was fit. And now to be out in the first round. I mean, this is that's a harsh reality of sports, Ted.
And yeah, double the prize money which Andy was playing for. It wasn't supposed to be first round prize money, was it?
No. Forget that is. I'm going to tell you right now. You talk about going back to the drawing board. This is. He's going to have a big board right now.
And it's funny, the American angle of the U.S. Open was building into be a nice story with James Blake's comeback. Robbie Gineppri's on a hot streak. He wins again tonight. Some of the younger players. We're going to see Scoville Jenkins again tomorrow night. And now a huge dent with basically the leader, Andy Roddick.
Well, it does open the door for the guys you just mentioned. And we all know about Andre. He's been here for a long time. But let's face it, an opportunity presents itself for the guys like Blake and Ginepri.
Well, a stunner tonight. Andy Roddick knocked out in 3 tie-break sets, falls in the first round of the U.S. Open. First time it's happened to Andy since he became a full-time player on the pro circuit. Well, our live U.S. Open coverage will continue tomorrow morning here on USA, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. And then tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, is always prime time at the Open, presented by American Express. Serena Williams and Rafael Nadal featured tomorrow night. Stay tuned for Law and Order SVU coming up next on USA. Now, for all of us at USA Sports and our entire crew, for John McEnroe, Ted Robinson, saying good night from New York.